Hello, my name is Ben, and on this YouTube channel I document my own print-on-demand journey. Today I would like to take you through my entire process of downloading images, graphics, then using these in Canva to create new designs, do some design automation, and then download these designs and upload them onto the websites, the print-on-demand websites, with the flying upload tool. So this is my entire automation strategy revealed, which actually works quite well for me. I don't only do automation, so design automation is only one element of it that I don't always use. I use it frequently, but I always make sure that I also create designs which can't be easily automated or scaled, because the design automation element is basically used to scale a design out into different niches, and I'm going to show you how you can do that. So the reason also why I did this video is because a few people have asked me to talk about my automation process. And let's start at the beginning. So normally I start at All Sunsets because I really like this website. The designs are really good. Many of the designs that I sold, I actually had a graphic of the All Sunsets website sort of in them, because they've got designs or graphics for different niches and they all look really good. So all they do is basically create beautiful graphics and images with vintage backgrounds, vintage sunset backgrounds. And another website which belongs to them as well is All American Graphics, which basically is very similar, just with American USA flag designs. And today I think I'm just going to have a quick look through if there is a niche that might work, because today I don't really want to go into the research bit. I just want to show you how we can automate the design process. So one that might work is the surfing niche. I mean, it is a very broad niche, but this is exactly what we're doing, because the automation element allows us to create 50, 60 designs easily. And so if a niche has already a lot of competition, you just, push in maybe 60, 100, 150 designs. But also what it allows you to do, if you don't want to do that, the automation element allows you to easily go into sub niches of surfing, like surfing dad, surfing mum, surfing uncle, surfing sister. So you could do that. But I think what we do today, we just go for a birthday t-shirt for a surfer. So I'm going to download these images and I take you through the entire process, how it works. So what you do here, you select the one that works for you. And then what you always have to do, you go through this download process, you have to accept to the terms. So make sure you always know what's in them. Basically All Sunsets, I love this website because it's paid for me many times already. And it's not expensive. You pay for it once a year. I think it's only $20, and you get access to over 1,000 different high quality vintage retro background graphics. And you can use the designs even after your subscription period has ended. So as long as you have downloaded these files within a valid subscription period, you can always use them for a lifetime. So I'm going to download this one now. And it should have downloaded now. What I do now, I go into Canva. Well, actually, what I do now, I go into Flying Research quickly, because I just want to show you how it how we could do the niche analysis. So if I just type in under niche analysis surfing, just want to make sure we don't go into a rubbish niche. And what comes up, the surfing niche comes up as a B, and B is not great, but B is still shows potential. So you have the different categories on this Flying Research website, from S+, which means you should definitely try this niche, down to D, which is a no interest, and the B actually means it has potential. And obviously that can vary throughout the year, as you can see here. So there was a lot of interest sort of in October last year, and then it dropped, and then it went up again, and pretty much now it's sort of in the middle. And then you can scroll down here and you can see some of the surfing related images and graphics, well, designs basically, that and the three best selling ones, for example, that compete here with BSR. So you get an idea, just really to get some comfort that the niche, that designs in that niche sell. And what we'll do today, I go now into Canva. So I have now in Canva, I create a design with the size 4500 by 5400. So which size you take doesn't really matter for the design automation, but yeah, it pretty much matters depending on where you want to upload it to. So if you want to upload to Amazon Merch, you should really make sure that you choose this dimension. What I'm now going to do, I'm going to upload this design into Canva. So I've selected it now from my folders and it's currently being uploaded here. So you can already click on it. And this is now the image that I downloaded from the website, allsunsets.com. I always make sure that because it's easier to handle if the borders are quite narrow to the actual graphic. So that's fine. Just want to make sure, right? So what I then do, I select the background and make it black, because most designs I sell are on a black background, and it always just gives me a better understanding of how the design will look. Now, what I do now, I will select a font. So I create a text. And what I would now normally do, what you could do is just an idea. I mean, there are different ways of doing this. Today, I think we do, as I said, a birthday surfer shirt. So we could say is surfer legends were born in, and then what would come down here is like something like a yeah, you could say 1980, for example, right? And this year is going to be what we are going to change, yeah, through the automation. So what I'm going to do now is just sort of to make sure it's a good font, the color fits to the graphic. So what I normally like to do is, when I've got a round image like this one, I use the text effect curve. And then I normally would choose a color which is already in the image, so that the text has the same color. And what Canva allows you to do, and I love this on Canva, is that it has this color pick function. So you just select the text and then you click on the text color button up here, and then you can choose colors for the text from the photo. It normally doesn't show you all the colors, but for example, I guess the yellow color might work quite well. Yeah, it does. Or you just pick the orange, but it might be a bit boring. You could also select one of the blue colors here, but it's not the same type, so I would need to try to make sure that it's a similar color. But for today, I think I'll just choose the yellow color, which is already in the image. And then I might just select a font which works a little bit better with the good vibes feeling of surfing. So let's see if on Canva you can type in some keywords, and sometimes they will give you fonts which work. Vacation maybe? No. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I actually like this font. I've never seen it before, but I'm not sure if it will work that well. I think I choose one of the fonts that I normally use, and this one normally sells quite well as well. It's called Glicker or Gleica. I don't really know how to properly pronounce it. And it comes in just standard, or in condensed, or in expanded, or in, they call it semi-bold, which works quite well, I think. Or they call it semi-bold E, but that's too wide. So that one might work quite well. And what you might want to make sure is just make it a bit larger. Just make sure it's all centered. So what I then do, I will select the same font for this year down here. And I might actually choose the expanded one, because just so that the year, because this is what needs to stick out, that this is a bit larger and a bit wider. So just select the same color as well. Right, so this is how the design would look like. It's not a brilliant one, but I think it's quite decent. It's quite a good one. It might sell, probably. And what we're going to do is we are going to change this element here automatically. So this will actually become a variable. So what we want eventually, we want 60, 70 designs, maybe from 1970, right, to 2020. Okay, so what I do, I call this VRA1, variable 1. And then I've got the browser extension up here, and it's called the Canvas Titans browser extension. But in order to run it, I need an Excel file. So I'm going to create this now. Okay, so in all I have now, I've created a folder now in my download folder, and I call it Surfer Legends. And from Canvas Titans, you get a an Excel file template, and you can always then call the variable how you want it to be, you know. So you want to tell the browser extension what it needs to replace the var1 variable with. So I've got this this one here, and it includes various jobs that I used for another design. So that's what you can also do. You can replace something with, and I did it, accountant, actor, you know, agriculturist, architect, artist, assistant, and this is what you can do as well. So it's not only digits or numbers that you can use. You can also use yeah, basically texts. You know, a job list is quite interesting. But I'm going to delete that now. And so what you're going to select, so you can actually change up to 6 variables at the same time. And that gives you an idea what you can do. You can even say, you know, you go from January, February, you start at 1970, and then you go January, February, March, April, May, and then you go up to 1971, and so you can, you know, hundreds of designs which you can then upload. And the good thing is with websites like Society6 or Fine Art America, they don't have an upload limit, so you could actually let the uploader run 24 hours. That's what I sometimes do, and I'm not sure if you know, it has led to some sales, so let's say it like that. So what we do, we start at 1970, right? Because, you know, realistically you won't have an 80-year-old surfer, so we start at 1970, and I'll put it down to, you know, you could say up to 2021. You know, maybe if, you know, some surfer guys and surfer people when they call their babies, buy their babies a shirt. So, and then you copy this over, and this is the file name, so you can determine what the actually downloaded file is supposed to be called like. So I just normally just call the file, whoops, I call the file the same name as the variable, so I keep a good overview, and then I always leave it in a designated folder. And this is what I do. Then I just save it, right? Close it. And then I go into Canva again. And then I can go into the browser extension. I select Canvas Titans. There is another browser extension that I presented in an earlier video. It's called Automate Canvas. But this doesn't work anymore. And I spoke to the guys and they told me actually it doesn't work anymore. And they have too much to do to sort it out. So I got my money refunded. It didn't work with words anymore. It only worked with numbers. So I don't know why, but it used to work in the beginning, but then it stopped working. And, you know, they told me it's something in Canva changed, but Canvas Titan still works. So so then you get to this overview here, and the CSV file. You select the Excel file that I just created, and I'm going to select the Surfer Legends Excel file. This is the same file that we just created with the numbers from 1970 to 2020. And what we then do is we can cycle the variables first. So without downloading the images, it will give us an idea of how it looks. And sometimes it's worth doing if you have, for example, job titles with a different length. So you just want to make sure that they still work well, and that you might have to then, if it doesn't work, might have to change the text size. But that is the positive thing if you do it with years. It is very easy because all the years have 4 numbers, 4 digits, so you don't need to change the size of the text or anything. And maybe if we talk about job titles, maybe I do another video on that, but let's just let it run first, and then you can see how this works. It just automatically creates you all these designs, and this now is doing it without actually any download. So it only shows us how it will look like, and should there be an error, then obviously it will stop. But I can also advise, when you let this run, don't do anything else on this laptop. I mean, you can go away and do something else, but if you do anything else on this laptop, it might fail and it might stop running. So I always leave this one do its thing. And yeah, that's finished now. It tells you when it's done. And what we do now, I'm going to do the same thing. Select the CSV file, Canvas Titans, and I go to download instead of cycle variables. And then I go to PNG. Yeah, this is what I want to download, the PNG file with a transparent background. Bear in mind, to do that, you have to have the pro subscription of Canva. Otherwise, it doesn't work. And then the download subfolder, you can put a name in here. If that name doesn't exist yet, it will create a folder for you. But I call it Surfer Legends. I think that is the folder. Surfer Legends, yeah. In which the Excel file is also. And then I click on submit, and what it will do now, it will now run, and it will download these files automatically for me. And you can watch it for a moment, then I will just jump to the next step, because it would take too long. But if you watch this now, it gives you an idea how long it takes, and to be honest, it doesn't take long at all. It might actually be a bit quicker than doing it manually. The thing is, if you do it manually, it's just mind-numbing. It just takes so long, and you always do the same thing. It's an ideal thing to automate. Really, it's just really convenient. And if you do it also with, for example, January 1973, yeah, February 1973, it just saves so much time. You could even let it run overnight. Because if you have so many designs, like it would take 2 or 3 hours, you can just let it run overnight. But then, if you create so many designs, where do you want to upload these all to? Because Fine Art America might work because they don't have an upload limit, and also Society 6, but pretty much every other web, and Zazzle, they don't have an upload limit. So I normally just let these run all the time. Other websites do have daily upload limits, like TeePublic or Teespring or Redbubble or Spreadshirt or Tostadora. They all have upload limits. All right, I'll stop that here. I'll leave that. I'll let that run, but I jump to the next step. The next step will be to move all of these designs into flying upload. And what you want to avoid is to put all the text for all these 60 or 70 designs manually into flying upload. So I'm going to show you a way in flying upload how you can make it much easier for you as well by using Excel templates as well, which you can then import into flying upload. And there's also the tool flying upload KDP. And the flying upload KDP tool, then you need that to upload to KDP, and it works the very similar way. So all these designs that you download now here, you can use the same designs for the KDP tool. The only difference is that you have to add in a little bit different information into the KDP tool, because KDP and Merge by Amazon or print on demand websites, they all require some different information. So I'll see you in the next step. Alright, as you can see, all the files have now been downloaded. What I'm going to do now is going to start flying upload. And this is the flying upload automation software. As you can see here under upload, these are all the websites that flying upload support. And by the way, if you want to test any of the softwares or the websites that I basically promote or mention in this video, then it would be great if you could use the link or the discount code in the description below, because if you want to use it anyway, then if you do it because if you use it, if you plan to use it anyway, then it would be great if you also just use my link, because it would support this channel as well, because it takes so much time to put these videos together. And I'm not going to make any money from any ads also on this channel. So that's just what I wanted to mention. But yeah, so the first element, so we go into this folder here. As you can see, all these files have now been downloaded as PNG. And what we do now, what I normally do, I just select large image just to see if there was a problem. Normally there isn't, but you never know. So I'm just gonna double check that all the files look good. And yeah, they seem to do. So what we then do, we could now, pull them all in manually here. And I can also select batches of, wait, I need to go to this. I can also just select them all, for example, and pull them in. And what I then can do, I see the design here on the right hand side. These here on the right hand, these symbols here on the right hand side, they are all the different websites. And should I, for example, one evening to decide to let the uploader run overnight on just 3 websites, and then I might upload something else, and maybe I come back a few weeks later and I don't know which website have I uploaded to, then I pull the design into the software again, and it would not upload to the same same website again. And that is just amazing, because it helps me so much to keep the overview, because you want to avoid duplicate uploads, but it will remember and will tell you which websites a certain design has already been uploaded to. So what I then do is, put the title in the description and the tags, and you can do that for every design individually. Or, and that's what we do, because this design has been scaled, so it is very easy to make this process of entering the keywords and entering everything for this design automatically. And to make it easier for us to enter the information into Flying Upload, we needed to use an Excel file and template, a different one, which you can get from the Flying Upload website. And I'll click on it. I need to modify a few things now, because whenever I do a different niche, I need to change a few of the keywords. And you can make it probably even easier. I mean, I'm not an Excel pro, but I will show you my process, and it still is much easier to do it that way, compared to entering all the information manually into Flying Upload. And of course, still much easier as well than if you were going to upload manually, and then you would have to go through every step manually as well. So what we'll do, we are going to select first of all the first column here, and it will take a while now to explain, because I really want to take you through it step by step, so that you can repeat it at home without having to go through all the steps and learn it all. So the first column is the image path, right? So this is the path where the actual image, that we've downloaded from Canva is saved. Now, a very easy way to do this, and I always make sure that they are in alphabetical order, or at least, it starts at 1970 and it finishes at 2021. So I always select the last one here, and then I press Shift, left mouse button, I right click, I keep the Shift button pressed, and I do a right click on the very first design, and I click copy as path, and then I paste it into the first column. And as you will see here, it starts at 1970, and and you can see it up here that it has pulled in all the files. So what you will then want to do, the last column here, column H, I'm going to delete it, and this is the column in which you tell the this is pretty much the VAR1, yeah? So this is the variable that you've changed. So we know it started at 1970, and what you can do now is you can pull this down from 1970 to 2020. Right. So what it has done now, I've put a formula in here before, and I'm going to show that. I'll show you that in the next step. So what we just want to make sure is that we haven't called this chess legends, we've called it surfer legends. So surfer legends, and I've called that surfer legends now, and I just want to make sure that this keyword chess has now been changed into surfer. So this is the title. Surfer legends were born in 1970, and this is the description. And also here, just want to make sure that the word chess is replaced with surfer. Now you could do this with formulas, obviously, yeah, but it doesn't take long. Add some fun to your surfer wardrobe with this design that is perfect for everybody who loves surfing and who was born in, and then the variable. It would also be a great gift for every surfer legend. That is pretty much what I put in the description. And then because there's a variable in here, the formula for the variable, it will just, as you can see here, pull down and automatically insert the year as well. So I don't have to do that manually. And these are the tags, and I always keep them very similar. Born in variable, yeah. Then the year, legend since, and then I put some surfer ones in here. Surfing, surfer, maybe surfer friend. Yeah, and then normally, because it's a birthday design, you could say birthday, legend, gift idea, beach, good vibes, you know, and you can do your keyword research, so it doesn't really matter here for the purpose of this video. And I'll pull that down as well. So what you can do, wherever you want this variable from column H, you have to enter this. Just make sure that you put that into Excel as your formula, right? And you want to make sure that you've got the equals symbol at the front, yeah. So you can just copy it like that. So when you zoom in on your PC or wherever you watch this video, you can just, you know, use it. So, and that's what it is. Now there is one additional step we need to take. So I always save it because we've done that now. This is all the information we will copy in automatically into Flying Upload. I always create a second Excel file now, which I call template basic, but no formula. But what I'll do, I'll take the formulas out, and I'll show you how to do that, because Flying Upload doesn't recognize any formulas. So I've got this now, I've renamed it. I'll create an additional tab. I go to the first tab, copy everything. Go to the second tab, I'll right click and I'll select paste only values. So there is no formula in here anymore. It has just copied the text. I'll then delete column H and I'll then copy it back into the first tab. And that way it takes taken the formulas out, and I'll also delete the second tab. And then I'm going to save it. And that's everything. I will now go into Flying Upload. I go into Import, Import Excel. It always takes a moment because my download folder is just too big. So I might need to tidy that up. So I now choose that folder that I created, Surfer Legend. Surfer Legends. And in here, I will now look for the Excel file, no formula, that I've created, and I click on it. And what you'll see, it will pull in all the files with all the information for the title, the description, the tags. It is already selected all the information here. If it's on a black background, men, women, and youth, and that's it, right? And if you click on this one, it's done it for 1986, all the way up to 2021. And all of this, you know, just imagine as you probably do it now, you would have done that for 52 designs manually. I mean, everything we've done in this video here, it's probably taken, I don't know, half an hour now, maybe a bit more, for 52 designs, the whole design process. And the upload process, you just leave it run. You just go away from your laptop and you just let it do its thing. So I'm going to show you that as well. So this is the whole. And for all of these designs, that's what I want to show you. This the beauty of Flying Upload. So for all of these design files, it has now created an XML file. So all the information, the title, the description, the tags, this is all saved in the XML file. So should there ever be the situation that Flying Upload, the guys, the programmers, they add another platform to the software, like for example they recently did with Tostadora, I could then just use all my old XML files and pull them into the software, and I don't have to re-enter all the information again. It's all saved in the XML file, so I could just upload all the files that I already had on the other websites just to Tostadora without any additional work or effort. Now that's what I want to show you, and then I'm going to start the upload process. So I go to upload. I'll select the websites that I want to upload to. So let's say Fine Art America. Click on it and we'll start the process. And bear in mind, I've selected, you can select the upload speed in Flying Upload. I normally leave it at medium because I normally prefer to run 6-7 uploads at the same time, so to 6 or 7 different websites. And if I do it fast, it's sometimes too fast for the laptop. And but there you go, it's just automatically uploading and you could now start a second, a third upload to maybe Society 6 at the same time. You can, sometimes I've got 7 uploads running at the same time, but that is pretty much the maximum for my laptop. But it's fine. Normally in the morning I upload to Spreadshirt and Redbubble, and then in the afternoon I let the other ones run, and that's fine. And pretty much at the moment, because of the design automation that I have, I upload to Fine Art America, Society 6 and Zazzle continuously. And I see the success, especially on Zazzle now, because where I didn't have any sales for the first couple of months, really, they are coming in now. I had another sale yesterday, and that was a mug, just a text-based one, but and there you go. And another question is always, does it all what you see now, the sizing, this is what it's doing automatically. And you can discuss now, is it perfect, should it be a bit larger and whatever, but for the benefit of if you want it perfect, do it manually, but for the sake of saving so much time, you can go into every design and do it manually and really make it perfect. But my view is, as you can see here, I think it's good enough, and it really centers it very well. And it all comes down to, did you center it in your design in Canva as well? So you want to make sure it's always centered. And of course you can probably do it better if you do it manually, but not always. I think it's already to a very good standard, but if you do it manually, it takes you hours. And this time that is lost, you can, with the automation tool, while the automation process is running, you can use that obviously to create new designs. So my view is, use an automation tool, use the time that you save to create new designs, and accept that maybe there might be the 2 or 3% where it doesn't center it well, where it's not perfect, but actually every time when I have a look, it works pretty well. It works pretty well. And if you have an issue, you can always contact the guys from Flying Upload by email or go to their Discord channel. They're normally always online, and they're always happy to help. And this is pretty much what I wanted to show you today. Let me know if you have any questions or if you need any other explanation. And I'm just convinced of this process. It works so well, and I've seen so much. I can really, I've got this vision now that I can do that for many years to come, because this is really not a lot of work. So, what I've showed you today, we've created designs from 1970 to 2021, so pretty much 50 designs. And it hasn't taken long, so I would normally now go away from the laptop. But what you can do also, as I said, you can just scale it further. You can, you can do job titles, and then you can easily create 200, 300 designs, and you don't need to create designs for days. You just do it once, and you can create all your designs on one day for an entire week, and then you spend the whole week uploading. So it just opens up a lot of possibilities. Bear in mind, these designs, you will probably not be able to upload them to Spreadshirt, because Spreadshirt, they restrict the upload of design series like these. They don't like it if you scale your designs out. So what you can do, you can upload, for example, the 1970 design today, you do 1971 tomorrow, 1972 in 2 days, and they will not realize it probably. For Spreadshirt, I always try to create individual designs, or I spread the upload process of these designs here, these series designs, over several days, and then normally their algorithm doesn't pick it up. That's a way how you can do it, but they don't really like these series of designs. They will always, sort of reject them. But that's pretty much the whole process. And if you upload to Amazon to Flying Upload KDP, the process is pretty much identical, to the point where you have to use a different Excel template. You know, when I showed you the template for Flying Upload, it's just a different template, because Flying Upload KDP requires some additional information. And that's pretty much it. So hopefully you liked the video. If you did, then please smash the like button. And if you want to follow me on my print on demand journey, then subscribe to the channel. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.